obviously the All-Star Game's going to be here. Would you want to pitch in it if you were to be chosen?
I would, yeah, I'd love to be honored to be able to play, but I also don't want to take anybody's spot that is more deserving. So I know there's, it's at Dodger Stadium. I've been here a long time. I get all that, but I don't want to take anybody's spot that's more deserving than me, and especially if that guy's on my team.
Piper, can I throw you a flag on real quick? Yeah, you want to stand in? It's all right.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, I'll stand in.
At 32, Tyler Anderson is in his first season in a Dodger uniform and performing at an all-star caliber level. Having signed in mid-March, few could have foreseen how critical his presence in the rotation would become.
I tried to get on top of that one instead, but it was around it. Two more. I've seen this team from the outside looking in a lot, and you have a lot of respect for the way this organization's run. So for me, it was a no-brainer to figure out, when the Dodgers were interested, like how can we make this work? Best case scenario, everyone's throwing great and healthy, and then I'm kind of the odd man out, and I'll be in the bullpen either piggybacking or trying to give some length there, which is how it started. And then maybe once we got into these stretches of the longer games, that we'd try to shift to a six-man rotation. It's all right. For me, it was knowing that there would be opportunities to start, but at the end of the day, doing whatever I could to be a part of this team and try to help us win.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason I say it, because I see exactly what I do. Like that second one.
You kind of slow up and push it.
I don't want to get on top of it so bad, and then you're automatically on the side of it. Instead of
and that's the one that ends up high arm side miss. Yeah.
So that's when you just have to. Now you just throw the crap out of it out here, as opposed to trying to do it back here.
Yeah, just wait.
Yeah.
Wait, and you don't throw it as a cutter or slider until it's right here.
Right.
It's not from the time you take it off your glove.
If you do it back here, it's going to be horrible.
Well, it'll be nice if I can throw some cutters one of these days. It'll be nice if I can throw some cutters one of these days. I feel like I look at this game, I try to see it, for what it is, and it's a game that people love, and we all love to play, and it's a brotherhood when you're here, but at the same time, it's also a business. And for me, there's no ill will towards the Rockies. I think that when I was there, it's a great organization. It's a very familial organization, and you treat everybody like family, and you feel like family when you're there, and it's all I knew for 10 years. But, I think at the end of the day, it was a surgery that was such a high-risk surgery, and a lot of guys that have it, maybe never come back.
Tyler Anderson called up from the minors. He's had an amazing bunch of injuries. Missed all of last season. He will come up, activated, and will make his major league debut, a former #1 draft choice.
I had missed all of 2015 with an elbow injury, and then came into 2016 in spring training feeling really good. Physically, is the best I've ever felt. And then I ended up tearing my oblique in spring training, which was for me was a big, mental and physical setback. Recovered from that, and a couple months later, made a couple starts in the minor leagues that year, and then got called up.
And Anderson gets a strikeout on a slider or changeup down and in. So he's got an out. Now he's got his first punch out.
The start of that day pitched great, and then the next day it was, hey, we're going to have you throw. We'll basically give you an opportunity to start today, and it went well from there. And then just from there on, continued to start every fifth day from there on out.
And he struck him out. And 6 strikeouts for Tyler Anderson.
He was a great Rocky. He really was. Originally drafted by the Rockies, grew up a Rocky, pitched very well for us, pitched some really big games for us.
Anderson uses back-to-back strikeouts to get out of the jam.
I haven't picked anybody off in 5 years. I used to get a lot.
I used to steal some base running.
I asked, he thinks, hey, someone did this the other day. He hit a double and then stole the next pitch. Remember that?
I know.
And then he comes to the dugout, he goes, remember I used to do that stuff off you all the time? We used to always do that to you.
I slide so violently, my whole body hurts.
No, you just slide poorly.
Violently. It's fighting the dirt.
You slide.
He slides head first and gets strawberries on his knee.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And his chin.
It's really like this. It's really I go knees first, and then I tip over.
And then you face plant, then you score.
It's like you're trying to shoestring tackle the dirt.
Wow.
So 16 was the year where I finally felt healthy throughout once I got called up to the end of the year. And then in 17, early in the season, my knee, something happened in it, and I wasn't really sure what it was. It kind of hurt really bad, but it started swelling up. The pain was one thing, like it was tolerable at the time, and then I was pitching in a game here, and it was like a hot day game. After a couple innings, I don't remember exactly, but I was trying to throw, and my hamstring just kept cramping up, so I couldn't finish any pitches.
Anderson doesn't look entirely convinced that he's good to go.
We got it looked at, and basically we knew at the time that it was a pretty substantial injury, that I could either get surgery then and be out for the remainder of the year, or I could do like a removal where they just kind of cleaned it up and I would be a quicker return.
Tyler Anderson leaving the game here with 1 out in the 3rd.
We ended up having the knee surgery that was just kind of the cleanup where they went in and removed the loose bodies to try to get swelling down.
Anderson's decision allowed him to return for 2018 when he pitched in 32 games. But there was a price to be paid.
All through 18, I pitched with it still being compromised. 19 came around, but stubbornly, I wanted to pitch, and I wanted to go out there, and I figured to myself, I did this all year last year. I'm sure I could figure out a way to make it feel better and continue and battle through it. A lot of cartilage broke off the bottom of my femur, so it was kind of bone on bone in my knee. It was to the point where I was trying to get up and I couldn't walk down the street to get coffee in the mornings before I would pitch. In order to really do the best for myself and for the team, I probably needed the actual surgery that was going to potentially fix the root of the problem.
Unfortunately, for him and for us, the knee issues popped up and, just sort of got him in a bad spot physically where, we had to put him on the injured list, I think, a couple times. And, some tough decisions had to be made on our roster.
That ended up putting me out for all of the 2019 season. The surgery was in June, and it was anywhere from a 9 to 12 month recovery. So basically, if everything went well, coming into spring training of 2020, I could be ready to go for the season.
Fully recovered, he spent the pandemic-shortened season with the Giants. Last year saw Anderson pitch for the Pirates and then the Mariners. As a free agent in the offseason, his possibilities appealed to the Dodgers, who recognized a healthy Anderson could help their club.
But how about the Dodger debut for Tyler Anderson? He goes 1-2-3 in his first inning in Dodger blue. Tyler Anderson certainly making a great first impression. Got him. Filthy changeup from Tyler Anderson.
Just giving us some depth in our starting rotation was something that was valued from our standpoint. We've watched him pitch before against us. We knew that there was deception. He changed speeds, gave hitters a different look, and felt that it gave us another good arm in our starting rotation depth, as well as a guy who can go out and utilize his weapons. And we felt like that we played good defense behind him, and good things would come.
Struck him out. Tyler Anderson has pitched 8 no-hit innings.
I'm happy now that he's bounced back. He's fully recovered. He's not wearing the brace anymore, which is awesome. Which is a tribute to him and in his rehab work to come back from that for a couple years. And now physically, it looks like he's in a great spot. He's got tremendous will. The thing with Tyler, he was always working to get better, to make adjustments in his game, to become the best pitcher he can be, always working. And he's pitching great. He really is. I'm proud of him. I'm really happy for him, too. He's one of the good guys.
At the end of the day, you just kind of have to put your faith in wherever that lies and trust that if you do the work and really just trust that if you take your time and go slow and do the right thing instead of trying to rush back, things will work out. And the only thing you can do is, just stick with it and give it your best effort.
One team's trash is another team's treasure.
That's right. One man's trash, another man's treasure.
How about you go for me?
I'm your trash and I'm David's treasure.
How about
it's the best.
The most hated man in the league. So lovable Dodger starter.
Dodger blue.
All-star.
That's what it does to you. Dodger blue. Everything just looks better in blue.
Backstage Dodgers is brought to you by Cadillac.
The Dodgers beat the Cubs last night to improve to 7-1 on the season-long 11-game homestand. Tonight, Game 2 of a 4-game set with the Cubs that'll feature Tyler Anderson. He'll take the mound at 7 o'clock.
What up, Butane?
And today, Major League Baseball announced who'll be starting in the All-Star game.
All right, real quick. Now, obviously, this is the All-Star season. Selections were made for the starters, and I know you guys all know there was a real big push by the Dodgers to get Trey and Mookie to be starters in the All-Star game, and it worked. So Trey, Mookie, congratulations. So congratulations to Trey and Mookie, well deserved, and we're going to do everything in our power to make sure there's a handful more deserving All-Stars. So we still got a ways to go. They announced the starters, and then they got to kind of filter through pitchers and all this other stuff, but it's a huge honor, and congratulations, you guys, and I'm sure we're going to have this announcement again here in about a week. All right, congratulations, guys.
Every All-Star game is special. You know, it's always memorable, and you know, as you get older, you kind of look back and just remember all the All-Star games you made, all the times that you were amongst the best. You can tell your kids those stories, tell your grandkids those stories, and so you know, I never take any of these for granted. You know, especially being in the home park, Dodger faithful came through, so thank everyone for that.
You get to go.
Hey guys, love you guys. Thank you for voting us in.
Thank you for all the support. You guys really showed up for us, and me and Mookie are definitely appreciative, and we're going to make you guys proud.
Can't wait to see you out there.
Do you think this will be a little bit more exciting since the game is here?
Yeah, I mean, last year was my first one. It was awesome. Never forget those memories and whatnot. So I think everyone's special, but yeah, I think it's going to be really cool. It's going to be really exciting to be out there. Hopefully, you know, a lot of these guys in here make it as well, and we can share that experience with the fans and you know, play on our home field.
Tyler Anderson goes tonight. He is 9-1 this season, a career year. What a find for the Dodgers.
With the season he's having, Tyler Anderson is certainly part of the ongoing All-Star conversation. But more important to him and his team is that he's become a steady hand in the banged-up rotation, a hand they'll need again tonight.
And finishes him off with a high fastball. Perfect once through the order.
Despite giving up 3 runs, Anderson sets his mind to hold the Cubs right there, by any means necessary.
Here's a 1-1 pitch. Back to Anderson, and they've got Happ hung up. Happ in a run down. Turner pumps, throws for Anderson, who firmly tags a charging Happ.
There's no reason when you're 15, 20 feet short of home plate to try and knock somebody over.
Tyler Anderson certainly having none of it.
It seemed like he kind of thought he was out, and then I don't know if it was intentional or not, but he just kind of went head and shoulder down as I caught it, and not what I was expecting. But I mean, I understand it though. He's trying. I respect guys that play hard. You want to play hard and try to get a run there. I'm all for it.
Dodgers, they signed him and they looked at him as the ultimate floor raiser, right? The guy that can. You don't know where you're going to need holes patched, but you know that if there's holes that need patching, he was going to be able to be that guy, and he has thrived. Is pushed off the hands, back of first. Freeman, what a play by Freddie Freeman. Not a dead run. Snags it.
No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left.
Tyler Anderson getting congratulations in the dugout. His night is done. And now it's up to the Dodger offense to get back into the game.
Anderson and the bullpen do hold Chicago, allowing the boys in blue to claw their way back and into extra innings, where they look to the speed of their all-star shortstop and the clutch bat of their catcher.
Cubs led this game 3-0. Dodgers got one in the 6th, one in the 7th, one in the 9th. Here we are in the 10th inning. This is into left field. Trey Turner heads home. The Dodgers come all the way back and win it in 10.
That was great. I just feel like that was a really good, like a scrappy team win right there. I feel like we had some chances, and I think that guy on the other side pitched really well, and I think we had good at bats, and then just kept it going. And from the first at bat of the game to the last one, I feel like we didn't really give many away, and did what we had to do to try to stay in there and win.
Take a look at Tony Gonsolin through 15 starts this year. He's given up 14 earned runs in those 15 starts, and historically good first half of the season.
Tony Gonsolin is the unexpected ace of the Dodgers this season. Coming off his 11th win against no losses, he just keeps checking every box in his process.
I set up my goal this year in the lockout. It was a big thing for me to come out here and get healthy and throw well, coming off of last year's injury.
He spent a lot of time at the end of last season and in the off season, preparing himself, for the long season. He understood that, strikes, being able to command his pitches, all 4 of his pitches, and throw strikes and get into counts early, and not, nibble around the edges or walk guys. I think he understood the value of what that meant when he got ahead of guys and what he could do with his weapons. And so I think that's what you're starting to see now, is him understanding really who he is. And now I think he's really feeling confident. And again, it goes back to understanding, what he is as a pitcher and being able to command the strike zone.
He's pitching from another world. It's really amazing what he is doing, and he's doing it so consistently.
Got him. Perfectly located up fastball to finish off an 11-pitch second.
Gonsolin is not the only all-star worthy Dodger starter. The organization's old-time strikeout leader is at it again.
Clayton Kershaw ready to go against the Cubs for the 2nd time this season. 100 wins at Dodger Stadium, looking for 101 tonight, and looking to make another case towards the All-Star game.
There's been a lot of talk when it comes to Clayton Kershaw and the All-Star conversation. What are you seeing from him this year?
He's been Clayton. Obviously, it's been an abbreviated first half, but when he's out there, he's performed like an All-Star. I expect that to continue. And when you're talking about the All-Star game for 2022, he's certainly deserving. And, I've been reluctant to, push as far as, starting, but the game is for the fans. And it just only fitting that Clayton would get that opportunity.
With the All-Star break approaching, Clayton Kershaw makes a case to stay in Los Angeles for the festivities, spending most of the offseason on the shelf recuperating from an elbow injury. The downtime did nothing to lessen the standard to which he holds himself.
Kershaw 9 Ks over these 7 innings. Kershaw at the top of his game once again. Bouncing ball to Gavin Lux, who's over there in the shift, running throw to get him.
For Clayton, there's very few things out there that he needs to accomplish, and really doesn't need to accomplish anything else in his baseball career. So to think about the motivating factor of being able to start the All-Star game in Dodger Stadium, I think it's a nice carrot for him. Clayton has made it very clear that he did not want to make the team as a legend. He goes, I want to earn it.
2-2 pitch. 10th strikeout of the game for Clayton Kershaw. Another case on his resume for the All-Star game.
The quality of the resume cannot be questioned, but the selection is nothing more than speculation until the following morning.
All right, guys, this is something that's certainly old hat for Clayton. Clayton, what you've done, man, you know how much I rely on you, we rely on you. What you do for the Dodgers on the field, off the field, dude. It's the players, the Major League Baseball, the fans. We want to congratulate you on making your 9th All-Star game, and congratulations, Clayton. It's at home. Thanks. At home. It's and we talk about it all the time. Tony, you've come so far. You've done so much for us. You've grown exponentially, Tony, by learning and watching this guy, learning the right things, and then finally figuring out who you are as a person, as a major league pitcher. And you've had a tremendous year up to this point. And I don't know where we'd be without you, man. You know, after this, you're gonna have to keep going, because our goal is to win a championship. So with this, enjoy every bit of this, Tony. You're a Major League All-Star, and no one's ever gonna be able to take it away from you. Congratulations. Well done.
Congrats, brother.
That's your big brother right there,
Way
man.
to go. He's gonna have a sick suit too, aren't you?
It better be a sick suit. Hey, congratulations, guys. Hey, Tony.
Congratulations, Tony. Your first All-Star. How's it feel?
It's pretty good. I feel like I've been throwing pretty well this year, so it's nice to have it come around full circle. I set a goal this off-season to come in, and one of my goals was to make the All-Star team, and today that happened.
Cool. Right here, guys. Here you go.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Congratulations, fellas.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Like, do you usually set that goal of trying to make the All-Star game, or was this kind of based on how you felt in the offseason, knowing that this was a possibility?
It was more so of like last year's injury, coming off that, trying to build back up and feel better and feel healthy, and then come back, and I set a very solid goal of becoming an All-Star, and today that happened. So, next goal is to win the championship.
On the next Backstage Dodgers.
What? 16? You're 16? Oh my God.
As the top prospect in the Dodger organization prepares to showcase his skills in the MLB Futures game.
Diego's someone that has stood out to our scouts internationally for a couple years now. Ability behind the plate in the batter's box is something that has stood out for many years, and so he was our ¡1 target.
A look back at Diego Cartaya's first visit to Dodger Stadium.
I'll treat him like mi hijo. We'll take care of him.